Welcome to Clymer School of Real Estate, and one of the first things I wanted to tell you, I think most of y'all know this already, but we have back there in the back of the room, we have this Zephyrhills delicious spring water back there available for you. And this is spring water from Florida Springs. In fact, this comes up over in a spring in Zephyrhills over here in just north of Tampa. You know, a lot of people think that in Florida, all the old people in Florida live in Pinellas County in St. Petersburg. Well, that's true, but their parents live up in Pasco County. And Pasco County is where they get this Zephyrhills spring water from. And this is absolutely the best water you can find anywhere. It's 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part pure oxygen. And when you drink it, you can almost feel the hydrogen pushing the oxygen through your bloodstream. You know what happens when you're in a situation like this is, as the day goes on, you get a little tired, you know, you're just not quite up to snuff, and you think, man, I need a lift. Nothing will give you a better lift than a shot of Zephyrhills. Get yourself a couple of bottles of this. It's nothing, it's the most hydrating product known to man. And nothing quenches your thirst better than Zephyrhills spring water. You know, if you stop and think about it, you know, go back in history. You know, speaking of history, that Ponce de Leon discovered Florida in 1513. Well, think about this. Who were his contemporaries? His contemporaries were Christopher Columbus, Magellan, Balboa, Hernando de Soto, Cortez, and all of these guys were out exploring the so-called New World. And what were they looking for? They were looking for gold, they were looking for silver, they were looking for spices. Ponce de Leon, he was looking for this stuff right here. And he found it right down there in Crystal Springs in Pasco County. And by the way, I don't know if y'all know this, but Ponce de Leon was appointed as the first governor of Puerto Rico by the King of Spain. And he used to send ships up to the river, up to Crystal Springs, to get this water, bring it back for him to drink. It's the only water he ever drank. At least that's the way I read it on the internet, so I assume that's true. Anyway, we got things to do, but if you get thirsty, try some Zephyrhills delicious spring water. It's great water.